For this video, this will be my review of Black Ops 7 before the game cycle ends. Now I'll be going over all the game modes I've played, such as multiplayer, zombies, and endgame, and this year's iteration of Warzone. Now going into drafts, before I made this video, I thought about making a camera grind just for endgame, but that would just be too weak for the algorithm, and everyone else was doing it when this game was still fresh. Now I told myself I didn't want to play any other games before I push this out, and I wanted to test to see how far I can push my editing skills, and I wanted to try this YouTube thing again. Now before this video starts, I wanted to add, I started all this 3 months ago, and most of the clips you'll be seeing will be coming from season 1 up to a week before season 5 reloaded, or before season 5. I know I might get some flag for some wrong information, especially for zombies, and correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment sections. Now I didn't really feel like constantly updating my videos when this game is still going through the seasons, but I think I'm at a good stopping point of releasing this, so I'm gonna just push out what I have at the moment before anything else. So I'm gonna just stop here and I'm gonna just let my video play. So
let's go.
Want to get paid? Move. Transitioning.
I bet
you want to lose again.
Run from Papa. Run from Papa. Run from Papa.
Lost.
Run
you
from
lost.
Papa. Run from Papa.
You
Run
lost.
from Papa.
I'm
dead.
Run
from Papa.
Look,
Run from Papa.
Keep alive.
What?
Run from Papa. That's all I gotta say, gang.
Who's running? We won.
You still here?
You lost.
Let me put my
You
shoes
lost.
Okay, yeah, let me put my shoes. Don't worry about it.
I have to say, for this year's multiplayer, I thought Call of Duty knocked it out the park for this year. Gameplay wise, nothing hasn't really changed significantly since this game. It's just like Black Ops 6. Things that weren't carried over to Black Ops 7 was a carry forward, since they're trying to stick to the game setting and the community backlash of skins that were released in Black Ops 6. That would make sense since the events of this game take place 45 years after events of Black Ops 6, and everyone would just be old. Another thing that was removed was the unlimited tactical sprint. Tactical sprint is still in the game, but as a perk, which makes you second guess what perks you have to run. In exchange for taking out unlimited tactical sprint, they added the wall jump for better versatility. Before Black Ops 7 dropped, some people thought we would get the same movement like in Black Ops 3, since this game is set almost in the near future, but Activision cleared up the rumors of just giving Omni movement and some improvement. The reason why I said that they knocked it out the park for this year is because of how skill-based matchmaking was reduced. When the beta first released, reviews about Black Ops 7 was that many people loved it because of the open playlist and the return of the wall jump. Some are mixed on how the time to kill was handled, and the others didn't like it because of the recycled content or minor details that were soon fixed in the final game. When the beta ended, developers seen that everyone loved the open playlist, so that stayed until the final game released. Skill-based matchmaking is still in the game, but it's just named Standard Mosh Pit. It was replaced by the party games and put in together a feature alongside of open playlists. I don't know if in the past of open playlist and standard mosh pit. Alright, so I have a slight editor's note here. So this is the day before season 5 release. So it turns out Call of Duty's released since they've been getting some good feedback from Black Ops and Black Ops 2 on PS5. I guess they're releasing a new matchmaking system that matches that. So we'll see how that goes. I had the same exact game modes, but at the time of this recording, Standard Mosh Pit only has Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirmed, Domination, and Hardpoint. When I compare Black Ops 7s to Black Ops 6, Black Ops 6 was supposed to be what Black Ops 7 is. I could hold my own in Black Ops 6, but I didn't really feel like playing on Edge all the time, man. The only saving grace I'll give for Black Ops 6 is that it was free to play because of the acquisition between Activision Blizzard and Microsoft. This acquisition made Black Ops 6 free to play on Game Pass. I like how I could play this with the homies, since we struggle to find a game to play together, and sometimes I'll even pick up the 6 to even play with my father. But this decision was slightly reversed because of the price increase to Game Pass for Ubisoft Plus Classics and Fortnite Crew. Then they decreased the price at the cost of future Call of Duty titles not being there long. For maps and weapons, most of the maps in this game are solid. I like how we got some returning maps back modernized from Black Ops 6. I know that some Black Ops 3, 4 maps were added from Black Ops 6 modernized in 7, but I haven't really been playing enough multiplayer this season to come across these maps. Before this game cycle ends, I want to see Jungle, Contraband, and Havana remastered for the last season. For weapons, all the weapons that launch are pretty fun to use. It's cool to see some returning weapons like the Peacekeeper MA-A1 and the MSMC to make a comeback. Honestly, I have fun using most of these weapons. It's worth the grind on some weapons max level because some of them have old school camos from the old Black Ops titles. Some weapons may receive some nerfs and some buffs. Even if they were nerfed to an extent, they can still hold their own. Now, from a meta standpoint, from what I've been seeing right now, some of the Season 4 weapons like the A94, VX Compat, and some base game weapons like the NPC-25, Dravik, and maybe the M15. I'm saying that because I haven't really ran into any players within the meta using that at the moment. The reason why these weapons are being ran because with the A94, it has a hyper burst feature where the first 2 rounds will fire at an instant. But if you were a prestigious weapon, it would add 1 more to the mix. And it's like a 3 to 4 kill if you go for all headshots. Now the VX Combat is basically just an SMG in the AR class. Now if you were to prestige this weapon, you'll get a mag that's kind of small, but the reload speed will just make up for it. I could see one of these weapons getting enough how to man it, but not to that extent. Now the base game weapons that I just talked about, like the M15 and Dravik, they're always a meta to begin with because these weapons are highly used and ranked. Now for the NPC 25, that started to get some traction as well because this weapon was just recently added in the bunch and ranked. For the mastery camos I completed, it was a while back during Christmas or during Thanksgiving. I can't really remember, but what I did, I nearly did all the base game weapons except the knives at the time because I think this was like during season 1 or preseason. But my advice could be a little outdated because of what I did was I played hardcore, especially face off. The maps that I played mostly were on Odysseus and Paranoia. The game modes didn't really matter since you die pretty quick, but if you're playing that 1 HVT mode, you'll definitely get most of the challenges knocked out because of that armor plane you get as the HVT. It was a little redundant, but it was quick. Now for weapons I want to see return, the S6 Stingray is one that I want to see return because of those that one explosive mat, and we don't really have any 2-tap. Well, no, we got that 1 2-tap, but I really want to see his gun come back because of the explosive mats it have. It'll be cool to see the VMP as well, and maybe the Damon 3XB. But I'm saying maybe because we already have the RK9. But if that gun comes back, then
cool.
For ending this part of my multiplayer segment, I honestly enjoyed this year's multiplayer. I feel like I can go on hours playing this and not be strained by the skill-based matchmaking. I can see Black Ops 7 being one of the most underrated Call of Duty titles this decade because of the feedback from last year's Call of Duty. It's like the same case scenario with Modern Warfare 3. What bad that Modern Warfare 2 did affect the next game rep, so everyone just judged it coming out the gate. I honestly love this year's Call of Duty. If it ever got a second year, then I'll be down for another year.
Come on, go suffer with me. What did you just say?
When you play Black Ops 7 Endgame for the first time, it's just like Modern Warfare Zombies.
We are same, but different, but still same.
See, when you complete the final campaign mission in Black Ops 7, you're automatically dumped into this game mode immediately after the credits, but that changed within the Season 3, making it free to play. I don't know if there's a difference between introductions, but I'm pretty sure it's the same. I remember when this game mode first came out, it got a lot of knack because everyone's seen to reuse assets around the map, but when you take your time around the map to explore, Avalon is just a big reference of all the previous Black Ops maps referenced into one. Another thing I'd like to also add is that Endgame is the first Call of Duty campaign mode to have a mastery camo system as well, so we have a reason to come back. The way that the leveling up system works in this game is the combat rating, and the only way to level up your combat rating in this game is by playing various objectives like activities, assignments, world events, or just killing shit. Remember how I said Endgame was just like Modern Warfare Zombies, right? Avalon has up to at least 5 zones, but Zone 5 is known as the Nightmare Zone. That's usually set up for Dr. Falconer or the Guild Strike. Another thing that the combat rating system also has is the skill tracks. Throughout playing, you can only equip 3 skills, and right now there's only 9 skills in the game. So far we have Gunner that practically makes her weapon movement and speed faster and improves the ADS speed. Surgeon just makes your healing and revives faster so you can get your teammates off the ground. Daredevil just makes your movement your weapon. Tactician gives you more of equipment space and recharges your abilities and equipment faster. Berserker is just absolute run and gun. Bulldozer just, it turns you to a tank. And there's also 3 abilities that are added throughout the game life, such as Phantom, Eagle Eye, and Warband. Phantom was just introduced in Season 1 Reload that makes you a ninja. And Eagle Eye was introduced in Season 2 that boosts your crit and weapon damage. And Warzone just makes you a support. Now to the bottom right of your screen, you have your major and minor abilities. I'm going to keep this segment short since you already been given an introduction from campaign, or some of these abilities came from other game modes or other Call of Duty titles. But in short terms, if you ever play Call of Duty Black Ops 3 or 4, it's like having a specialist ability that can help you out in situations. But the most popular abilities that are always being used has to be between Ballistic Shell and Crash Cart. Ballistic Shell is usually used in glitch fracture missions, world events, and guild strikes to help you take out bosses without any damage or just to give you space to revive your teammates. Crash Cart is also a good option too if you don't have self revives, or if you're playing solos or if you just can't find a window to revive your teammates. Now the base max level your combat rating could hit is a level 60, but by doing the glitch fractures and world events, the max level you could hit at the time of making this video is a level 66. So to hit the max level, there's 2 types of activities you can do. You have your world events and your glitch fractures. The world events are far by the most popular. Okay, so quick pause moment here. I realized I didn't even talk about the guild strikes at all while editing this video. Yeah, that's my bad, but anywho, guild strikes, they're the final setup for the in-game Operation Axe. So right now we're gonna have Operation Poison Pill and Broken Mirror. It's basically like how Modern Warfare Zombies had it set up. So Guild Strike starts out by you interacting with the machine that requires you to kill a certain amount of zombies to charge up the system. After you charge it up, whatever zone you were in, it automatically turns into a nightmare zone. Now, we only have 2 Guild Strikes on the map so far. The first Guild Strike will have you fight up against a buff version of either Uber Klaus or that secret boss from the Mars map in Astromolorium, I think it was called. After you defeat either of them, there will be a jailbreak bench to upgrade your guns for the first time. After you upgrade your gun, the next time you do it again, you can choose either what perk you want to add or bring another gun to the weapon bench, or just tweak wherever field acquisition weapon you got. Now the second Guild Strike is located all the way up in the north of at the winery. This Guild Strike is used to spawn in twice, but only once because after that health bar glitch that happened. But the setup is the same, but you just have to fight Oscar from the Astromorlium map. He's not buffed up compared to the first Guild Strike, so I would recommend you do this before you do the first one, because since people will jump on it as soon as possible. Oh yeah, and another note to add, if you have either 50/50, Miss Kagan, Mason, or Dr. Falconer, you get a free skin for them as well. Alright, let me resume back to where I was. Sorry about that. Compared to glitch fractures, which I'll go into further detail on why. So far, there's only 3 events: the Z-Rex, Wrathring, and Colossus. The Z-Rex is pretty simple. You have to gather 2 shards from 2 special enemies that you killed and put those shards into 10 portals that trigger the activity. This usually happens in winery area or outside the stadium. Wrathring has 3 computers laid out in zone 2, 3, 4. After you hacked all those computers, the Wrathring will usually spawn in some gas station near fire range or east of the golf club. Colossus usually trigger in the center of the map or far east of the Coliseum. Once you get there, you have to kill the enemy robots that have them spawn from the sky. Once you spawn in, you have 2 ways that you can get in. You can fly on top and enter from behind him, or you can shoot his foot to enter him from the portal. But be careful if you're playing solo, because if you don't enter in correctly, you'll die automatically. Once you get in, you and your team will have to fight through, and one of you guys will have to shoot these lights and stand on a red plate. Funny enough, if you can exfil from his head. Now I saved the Death Claw for last because I know, because it's a Fallout collab that happened in season 1 or 2. It was pretty simple. You went into like a radioactive zone to fight the Death Claws, and after you killed all the Death Claws, the rewards would spawn in the crate. After completing any of these events, you'll be given an exotic ability. Now, there's up to 9 skills so far, and most of them are zombie perks or ammo perks remix. You don't believe me? Mega Punch is just melee macchiato, conjugation is just wisp tea. I don't know if Echo shows with another zombies copy and paste, but it reduces the damage that she took from behind. Celebration is just elemental pop stuffed into a grenade. Frost Cloud is just Kyro freeze. I think Resurrection is exclusive to Endgame, but it makes you invulnerable for a short time instead of getting knocked. It only happens once in a match. Shadow Shield stun your enemies when your armor breaks. Gravitation Reaction was just a remix of Shadow Rift rounds. Conductive Shots was also a new exotic recently added that was supposed to taser enemies. Once they get hit, it just does like little ticks over time. It's so minuscule, you won't even know. My top 3 exotics I've used personally will have to be between Resurrection, Gravitational Reaction, and Conjugation. Resurrection was my go-to when I used to play solo, since I don't have to go into a toxic field and get self-revived. Now it just recharges on me. If I get knocked, I know I get a second chance. Gravitation Reaction is just more of like a defensive exotic. Like if an enemy shoots at me or hit me, they'll just get ricocheted right off of me. Conjugation was pretty annoying for camo grinds, but once you finish the grind, it's actually a good exotic to have. It did a lot of damage against special and elites. After you max out your exotic, that should leave you at level 63. The last 3 levels are for the nightmare skills that are from the glitch fractures. So far, there's only 3 to do. Glitch fractures used to have consistent players going to them and start them when they first released, but they lost a good amount of steam after season 2 due to knowing the risk of going in or already having the skill that they need. The 3 glitch fractures may give out the same nightmare skills, but each of them give different cosmetics and camos as rewards. Right now, we only have 6 nightmare skills that are in the game, such as Nova Strike, Phoenix Burst, Hell Wings, Chaos Rounds, and Frost Vortex and Wingman unit. Nova Strike makes your strike generate electricity. Phoenix Burst is easily the top 3 nightmare skill in the game. When you reach low health, it pushes enemies off of you and restores your health. But when it's maxed out, you gain temporary infinite health and ammo to take out enemies around you. Hellwing spits out incendiary trails when you use your wingman suit. The Chaos Rounds is just elemental pop, and Frost Vortex works after you tag an enemy. Then a little vortex bunches them up together so you can kill them easier. And the last new skill that was introduced is the Wingman unit that basically serves as a personal drone after you kill multiple enemies. It was fine, eh? In short term, these nightmare skills are just mega evolutions from the exotics, which is pretty cool to see. For weapons and camos in the game, all the weapons in this game mode are pretty OP, but if you want to know the best weapons in this game mode, it has to hands down be the XR3 Ion, paired with the sharpshooter or explosive rounds, but you're better off choosing the explosive rounds for increased damage and clearing the area. Sharpshooter is also a good option too, paired with Eagle Eye, but that's whatever. Another good option I'd like to add is the Arrow 108 paired with the reload speed. That makes me feel like... Now up to this point, you should have a fully maxed out operator, so you should just be able to knock out all of these challenges on the west side of the map and kill fewer enemies, specials, elites, just to get the Genesis Mastery camo. Endgame is really a chill game mode between all the 3 game modes that Black Ops 7 has to offer. If you're tired of getting dunked on in Warzone or multiplayer or just bored of zombies, check this mode out. Honestly, I don't even know where to start with zombies because out of all the game modes that I've played, I didn't really suck as much time into this mode compared to the other 3. All I did was hit the ground hard for an infestation, and once I finished, I went back and forth between playing in-game updates or doing some of the Apocalypse camo in Warzone for the final camo challenge. Before playing zombies, I thought just leveling up the guns would be good at the time because, you know, it's zombies, but when I heard that Endgame had the HVT modes and all you had to do was just kill the elite enemies multiple times, I just left zombies completely in the dust. The last time I really put any time for Call of Duty Zombies was when they made that large scale map for the Modern Warfare 3 and mostly Cold War Zombies. I didn't even touch the Black Ops 6 mode. Multiplayer left such a brutal experience for me. I didn't really pour in any more time into it. Just by playing those previous game modes, I thought I had a high hopes for this year's zombies, but this year was okay for me. I guess I'll start off with the story first. I had to do some research on zombies just to know what was going on. For one, I'm seeing the story is based off where it happened in Black Ops 6 is being resumed into Black Ops 7.
Well, duh.
With the OG crew coming back into Black Ops 7. From lore-wise, what I'm seeing, they're only back in the picture because when Samantha Maxis was consumed and broken down in the dark ether, they were brought back in the pictures with their soul drained by the warden alongside with the ex-Requiem, the new crew. And each season that progresses, they get closer to getting their souls back and going back into their respective timelines. But guys, we all know why they're brought back into this game.
Money.
And honestly, most of the skins that they received are actually not that bad. Most of the maps are based off of Samantha Max's memories, like Paradox Junction, how he could just shift between pre-nuke and post-nuke and all the ashes of the damn locations. I don't really know about the story mode, but if you want to know more about the zombie maps, background stories, I'm gonna just leave the information for the YouTuber I use to get up to speed. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the infestation camo grind. I don't know if the new maps help with how the camo grind is now, but I'm saying that because I finished it during the middle of season 2 before we got all the new maps added alongside the new ways to get infestation. I think even with the new maps, this camo is still one of the most difficult out of the 4 mastery camos because of how time consuming it is. You start by having to drop 1,000 critical kills for your military camo 30 times. For your special, you might be lucky that you have the right attachments on your weapons, or you just need to get kills a certain way so you don't have to back out and set it up all over again because you forgot something. For Mastery, Gold Dragon was just getting kills very fast, and Bloodstone was just getting 20 kills without being touched 5 times or more. Doomsteel was the camo that made this whole challenge unbearable in the first place. You see what I did there? When I looked at this challenge before knowing what this new iteration of zombies will be, I was like, okay, this should be like last zombies with the Mangalores, Mimics, and Disciples walk around. Easy, right? The special zombies I mentioned were taken out because players were being burned out, and Treyarch wanted to add something new to the lineup in the game. The special zombies I just mentioned earlier, they're still in the game, but it's just when you exfil, they serve as a mini boss fight. Same thing alongside with Endgame and Warzone. For the Blackout game mode, they serve as a boss fight. I think you can only fight the Mangler. The reason why I say this about Doomsteel is because the elite zombies, they only spawn in a handful of times, to whereas you have to do a save method by saving at a certain checkpoint at each round by killing the Zersa or the Oxford 300 times before getting the infestation camo. If you butch the save method, then you have to go through those rounds and set it up all over again. Technically, WoW does a good job explaining this, so I'll leave his video in the description or on the side of this video. For arguments, I was pretty bummed out when they took out the Ring of Fire perk from the game, but after looking into it, it was pretty OP to begin with. Hell, it was even OP to the point whereas they had to remove it after Vanguard because the developers wanted more balance and more variety. It's possible to get through the game playing without research or anything, but it's best off to do some research on all the Percocolas, or you could just do Stamina Up, Quick Revive, Juggernaut, Deadshot, Daiquiri, Double Tap, and the Elemental Pop. If you have those upgraded, you can get through playing the game. Realistically, at this stage of the game cycle, you should have everything unlocked, but if you don't, then you can still fare up in the game. To end things off, I like how they brought back the survivor mode from Black Ops 2, making it to whereas I could just set up everything in one area instead of just going around the map just to set everything up. There's some other modes to play, but I haven't touched up on them yet. Like the Curse Standard, from what I'm seeing, is supposed to be like a hardcore mode for zombies with more to do. Dead Ops Arcade is still the same, so there's nothing I can really say about that. For the Infestation camo, all I did was stay in between Vandorium and Mars, so I wouldn't be bored. But mind you, I did this in the mix of season 2. And until I was done, I played the Ashes of the Dam for the Uber Clouds, and While I did all that, I turned on some YouTube on my second monitor so I could just stay tame. Throughout halfway through the grind, I just started using my bubblegum, so you can get through perfectly fine without no bubblegum. Zombies mode has always been fun. I like the Zero's mode, but it's not enough to come back to it occasionally for me.
This means war!
Now, I'm not the biggest Warzone advocate, but the reason why I picked up playing in the first place was mainly because of the Apocalypse camo, since I was already one Mastery camo away from unlocking an Ultimate Mastery camo, but I just wanted to see how Black Ops 7 Warzone was currently. This has to be the most time I ever put into a Warzone since COVID, and honestly, the camo grind was actually not that bad. The way I got everything done was by playing field squads, casual resurgence. Now, hold on a second. Now, this game has to be the fastest method because some of the lobbies just dumped with some bots or some real players. I tried other game modes such as regular resurgence, but I wouldn't have got it done at the rate that I did because the lobbies, is filled with real players. I tried Blackout and the regular Battle Royale, but it was just too long. I don't think you can pull out a loadout in Blackout like how you do in the regular mode. You had to pick up a attachment kit and just build off the gun that you picked up. Now, there's some LTMs that dropped in the past, like the rocket event and the loadout drop, where it's just regular resurgence, but you'll spawn with your loadout. If you're ever in game chat, when you play fields, what's going to happen majority of the times? There's going to be that one guy that asks, "Where we going to land?" Just for him to land completely somewhere else. And all it takes is one loadout drop to bring the squad back together. Archetypes that I ran into so far were the couple gamers, foreigners, or squeakers. The couple gamers I ran to were pretty average, but we did win some games every now and then. Some foreigners I ran to were usually Hispanics, Jamaicans, or...
Why behaving like that? Yellow, come look at this boy. Look at him. Look at him. Suck your mama.
Hell, maybe a French person. The squeakers I ran to were pretty good too. Some of the other things I've learned while playing Resurgence with randoms is that to get an easy win in Rebirth Island, there's a specialist perk that everyone goes for. If you don't know what specialist is, it's just a perk that basically gives you every perk that's in Warzone basically. If you get it, it's automatic win. The only common method I know is that one of your teammates will go in and buy a weapon and go all the way downstairs to get that key card, and either take the boat or helicopter to get back to Stronghold. You better be lucky enough if your teammates killed off whoever was waiting there, or you'd be lucky enough you'll get there without all the bullish. But if you can't get specialists, you can always kill the next guy that has it, say with 35k to buy at a buy station, or you just might get lucky enough that you get in one of those red boxes. I had one random that showed me the ropes on some Easter eggs and a schematic. Like, there's a secret phone that you get for unlimited money every time, the Drake 45 secret schematic under the prison in Rebirth Island, the secret bunker in Haven's Hollow at the mansion. And there's another Easter egg in Haven's Hollow that requires you to go to the research facility, but we could never find the bone at the lake, so we never finished it. Also, I've learned two terms that they've used in Warzone: two boxing and stacking. Now, hand to God, I've never heard these terms once I've started playing this iteration of Warzone, but from what I've experienced, stacking is just a bunch of good players working together. That's it. What's confusing me is that isn't that the whole point of squads and working together to win? Now, two boxing is just kind of like reverse boosting in a sense, but you don't have to go negative each time in the match. What you'll do is have another account on standby or have another person with different stats than you, then use them as a party leader to queue up in an easier game. Honestly, I get why stacking exists. I think it's hard to get out of a 1v4 situation compared to other games, but two boxing has been around for quite a while, so I guess it has a name to it. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm around the money with these terms. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is the Apocalypse camo. The Apocalypse camo is the second Mastery Warzone camo that Call of Duty has added. Between all four of the camos I have unlocked, I have to say I really stepped on this camo because once you start shooting, it really pops out compared to the zombies Endgame and multiplayer skin. What I've done is I did all my camos for my ARs and SMGs since they're so dominant. I didn't really touch up on shotguns unless I had gotten through a loot box or off the ground, but I kind of slept on them once I was almost done with the snipers. There's nothing I can really say about the LMGs, but they smack in this game, especially the MK78. I did snipers since I already had a decent amount of kills with them because I always picked them up off the ground or just a loot box. The Marksman rifles is decent as long as you can manage your shots. As for pistols, Launcher specials and melees, I didn't really touch up on them because thankfully Call of Duty released a good amount of guns that already cover the 30 weapons. If you're shooting for the Apocalypse camo, there's a good chance that you'll clear at least 75% of the calling card challenges just by doing these camo challenges. This segment of my video may be the shortest because all you have to do is just hop off a helicopter and kill people. For the Apocalypse camo, my only advice is just play casuals, Resurgence. You don't really have to think about doing the challenges, and honestly, you can just pick up a gun and go. But my overall experience with Black Ops 7's Warzone was pretty good. I can't really compare it to the last title since I only played multiplayer and I'm just coming off of the COVID Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare 2019. I had some funny moments and some head scratchers, but this camo ground kind of made me want to get into the Warzone scene a little bit. Alright, so we've reached the end of the video. I hope I can push this out before the Season 5 reload starts. If this video does well, then I'll cover the remaining missing content I haven't pushed out of Black Ops 7 in a shorter form video. If this video doesn't do well, then whoop-de-doo, obviously I'll do the same thing. You guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.